everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S., Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 532. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And how is everybody doing tonight?
Well, I just got out of the shower before the show, but the past weekends made me feel like total shit. So
It might be the weather, so that's I
it's plenty of things. Trust me.
Oh.
I'll get into that.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, not for nothing, I enjoy the snow just as much as everybody else. I've shoveled it, made my money in it. I've played in it and this and I've gone places. I think this is the first time in God knows how long where I've said, you know what? I'm kind of done with the snow. I kind of sort of am. And maybe because how I had to deal with it over the weekend, so. And I will get into that during our weekend day. So, we'll get into all of that in just a bit. So just so y'all know, we are live tonight, week of February 1st, 2022. We're here every Tuesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Twitch TV. You can find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, and you can find out more about the network and other affiliated shows at vognetwork.com. And they're also on Twitch, so you could definitely check them out at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. Kick things off on Sundays with the Bobby Blackwolf Show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And don't forget, we have a Discord, so come through and hang out with us. vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's a part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. I like that. So now that we got that out the way, let's kick things off with, how was your week? How was your day? Ari, and how have you been, brother?
You missed a lot, the last, since I wasn't here last time. Well, today was payday, which, of course, makes me feel a little bit better. And last week I had taken a day off from work to go up and buy computer parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm finally getting around to upgrading it this weekend.
Yeah, so how far is that Micro Center from you?
It's about like 35 minutes thereabouts.
That's not so bad. It's sort of like mine is about the same amount of time, give or take 5 minutes, depending on what time I leave and I catch that train. So, I get that.
Yeah, the graphics card was the worst part because, you were right about them, having things in the back or whatever. But the first guy I talked to about it, he was very, dismissive and unprofessional about it, kind of rude. And then when I found the online orders section, that's where you pick everything up. I'm like, hey, why you're here? Do you have this power source too? Mm-hmm. And that same, while I was talking to one clerk who really liked my shirt, this other clerk walks by, and notices me, and he's like, sees all the pieces there, and like, I'm rebuilding my computer. And then he says, come with me, man. And then he takes me over to where they had the power supply, and then he goes in the back and just comes back out with the graphics card I was looking for.
You see, because here's the thing. Most places, like if you're coming in just to buy the graphics card, they're not going to sell it to you. But if they see that you're building something and you're doing an upgrade, here you go. Which, in my book, is more than fair. Granted, it kind of sticks to some people, who are coming in for one part to upgrade their machine. I think if it was me, I'd be like, look, this is my old 1660. I'm just upgrading, so I want this 3060. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know what I did to, sway this guy. I mean, my charisma stat is not that high.
Well, no. You re-rolled. I think you got a 15 on the charisma, and tech skill, you must have rolled a 17 because he saw the parts, so he understood what you were doing. He probably thought you were a crypto miner,
Oh God, let's not get into that. Let's see what else. This weekend with the snow, I worked a lot of overtime. I at one point did 2 overnight doubles. Evening shift into overnight shift. Well, afternoon shift. Buoyed by about 3.5 hours of sleep.
Wow.
I was a mess. And Saturday when I was driving up to work, I was going to, okay, I'll go slowly. I won't get in any accidents or anything. Not going to,
Right.
because the snow was coming down really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to swerve out of the way because someone in front of me was losing control, and I stepped on a brake and tried to turn away, oh God, I'm losing control. And then next thing you know, I wiped out and I'm just in a snowbank on the side of the road.
Oof.
I'm like, I mean, there's no damage to the car or anything.
Well, that's good.
It's just like I was just sitting there for 40 minutes waiting for someone to come and dig me out.
Well, that's good. I was concerned that something might have happened to the car because I don't know. So
Nah, it just messy because of all the snow and ice and everything.
Gotcha.
And yeah, that's about it mostly. I know I'm gonna look forward to my next paycheck because of all the overtime I did.
Oh, trust me, I kind of know that feeling, and I'll get into that in just a bit.
They told me I get also a bonus pay for working in a state of emergency. And how much? I asked one of my boss, how much you get for that? Yeah, you get $100 per for the emergency. I'm like, okay, it's only once per incident. So I'm
yeah,
not
but
getting.
still, that's more
I know,
money.
yeah.
Stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks.
And I got so I can't get that bonus for 2 days. I don't know. That was my same question too. So yeah, we were on the same page there. It was nice. And I got the webcam that you recommended to me up and running.
That's good. Yeah, as you can see, like I said, Ari's he's coming over. We're going to upgrade his rig, so his stream's going to be a lot more smooth, a lot cleaner, and a lot more suave.
And I can stream on my own too.
Even better.
Without my computer having an aneurysm.
Yeah, we didn't get the capture card, but you can just play PC games and stream, so
Mm-hmm.
Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Not bad. I lucked out that I worked from home during the storm.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically just got to watch it snow. And other than that, I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Arceus.
You actually went out and got it?
Went out is subjective. I downloaded it.
Fair.
I was not going out at that point and said, hey, I have a weekend of nothing but snow. So, yeah, I'm going to download this game.
Fair enough.
But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
shouting at it from earlier.
Yup.
Yeah, that's basically it. So I've been playing that and my normal work and dealing with the cat that wants to be up my ass because he's cold.
Well, if she's not if Mako-chan's not shouting at the game, she's shouting at the cat for being up her ass.
I'm always shouting. Yeah, and I sit down to go and work on Friday.
Right.
And I've got no internet. And, I'm working from home. I kind of need internet.
Right.
So I put in an order for somebody to come out and check everything because on their end, they can't push through anything. And my equipment seems to be working fine because it's turning on. It's, I can connect to it. There's just no internet.
Right.
So they're like, all right, we'll send somebody out on Monday. I'm like, I get it. There's a blizzard coming. Internet is not important. So luckily, I was able to hook into an Xfinity spot and, leech Wi-Fi that way.
Well, yeah.
But then I wake up on Sunday and I have internet again. And I thought it was, just weird, but my phone, for some reason, wouldn't connect to the Xfinity. It kept switching over to my Wi-Fi. And I'm like, why the hell is it doing that? And then I realized that my Wi-Fi was back up. So obviously I canceled the guy coming out. And unfortunately, the area that I live in, most of the cabling was put down in the 60s and 70s.
That tells a lot.
Yeah,
I would say it's closer to early 80s, mid 90s when cable was a thing, and it's probably not the best coax because they just well, here's just for television,
Yeah, so unfortunately, when I was living in this area 6, 7 years ago, I had the same issue that occasionally the internet and the cable and everything would go out. And when I called them at that point, they basically said, like somebody came out and they said that the wiring is horrible. And unfortunately, they cannot come in and rewire unless basically everybody complains about it.
You know what it is? It's probably because since your cables are underground, so they basically will have to rip everybody's lines out and run them,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if it does happen again, I can call them when he comes out, as long as the internet is still out when he gets out here. I know that the last time it happened, the last time I was living in this area, they actually were able to switch my connection to, I guess, the cleanest cabling that they saw.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is the case, I can see if he can come out and do that. But yeah, so it's been off and on, putting stuff away in my room, getting things situated.
Mm-hmm.
I've got, my kitchen is mostly set up. There's just painting of the cabinet doors. My bathroom is basically set up. My room, I've got the shelves up and, well, the brackets for the shelves up. And I've got my sword rack up because me and my sharp, pointy objects. But yeah, so everything's slowly coming together. And once I finish with all of that, I can actually get some of my posters and pictures and paintings and stuff like that up on the walls and really set everything. So I'm excited. I normally would have people out this weekend, given the date, but I have elected to skip having people come out for my birthday and have people come out probably end of March, beginning of April, and do like a housewarming so everybody can see the house.
That reminds me, do you want anything special for your birthday?
Get her booze.
I meant besides that.
Yeah, pretty much. Supernatural, Legos, booze, anything like that. I'm not obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not obsessed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We won't talk about what my screen picture is, but I'm not obsessed, I swear.
Yeah, and I'm Pope John Paul II.
Hello, Your Eminence.
God, what am I going to do with you?
Nothing, because you are 70 miles away.
You act like as if I can't get on a bus.
You act as if I would pick your ass up from that bus.
There's a thing called Lyft.
Yeah, and if you showed up at midnight, I would kick your ass.
I would have to sidestep. You just do a header right into the snow/ice.
Mm-hmm.
Or through the window.
Yeah,
the walls.
let's not go there. Let's not go there.
All
I
right.
gotta get up too damn early for work.
I hear that. All right. So my weekend day has been, same old work and so forth, So I, of course, got snowed in on Saturday. And what did I do? I shoveled a hole. Well, it was a path, but I think it was more like a hole from the top of my stairs down to the street. Normally, I would shovel the front of my house, the stairs. I said, no, I'm not doing that. No, I refuse. So I just shoveled myself out because I knew I was ordering takeout for the weekend. So, and some of you may have seen pictures of this on my personal Facebook, but I have a set of outside stairs, and above it is a metal frame, and it has like a heavy duty plastic around it, curvy, sort of like a roof of sorts. And that's a good thing to have during the elements. So if it rains, the stairs are dry, so I can go to the top stair, pull out my umbrella, and go. If it snows, I only have to worry about salting the front, like the top stair and so forth, and that's it, That's the most I have to worry about. But because of the kids breaking that heavy plastic roof, I woke up Saturday morning and saw snow coming in my house. Now, if you're probably wondering, well, you should have kept your door closed. Oh, that's just it. My door was closed. The frame around my door isn't as strong and tight as it used to be, which is why you see this sheet up. The only time y'all see this sheet is during the summertime when I'm keeping the air conditioner in. There's cold air coming in, so I have the sheet to block it. So it took me a while to figure that out after I sealed the window and put this up. And when I saw the snow was coming in through the cracks of the door, I'm just like, fucking incredible. So I am hoping, once this dies down, the upstairs neighbors will come down, fix the frame, and fix the my screen door because the bottom hinge just popped off the frame. So I'm just like, that's wonderful. But, we will see exactly what happens. That's basically has been it, more or less. Oh, a couple of things. One, I got an email from work saying I was not allowed to be on site because at first I thought the email said I did not submit my my COVID test. Now, as I've said, until otherwise, I have to submit a test every week so I can go on site to work. Now, I like going on site to work. It helps my eating habits because if I work from home, I eat a lot more than I should. But I double checked the email. I forgot to send them my vaccination card, so
Oops.
Yeah, so I had sent it to the other agencies. I found that email, pulled the image, updated it to the database, sent it over to them, and I was like, yeah, good. And I got an email around 12 o'clock saying everything is okay. Mind you, I had already gone to work. I'm like, yeah, they are not going to know I'm already in the office, so, And, and it was something...
You just lean your head out the office and shut down the hall. Thank you!
Actually, no, that the HR office is out in L.A.
Oh.
Which does explain why I didn't get a response till around noon anyway.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, basically. There was something else I was going to mention, but I totally forgot. If I remember, it'll come back to me. Anywho, Now that we got that out the way, we're going to go ahead and get into some housekeeping notes. Don't forget, we post every episode of Anime Jam Session on YouTube. So you head over to youtube.com/Anime Jam Session. There's a playlist called Podcast VODs. You just click on that, you'll see all the episodes that we've uploaded, so check them out. This is perfect for those who don't subscribe to our Twitch channel or want to see or those who do subscribe want to see episodes more than 2 weeks back. So we have that there. And don't forget to check out the VOG Network Pro Shop at vognetwork.com/shop. I think it's up. If not, it'll be up soon. They had to switch services, so they got some cool stuff there. And I believe once I get done with my photography and I put in a little more of a dent on reworking our layout. Basically, our new Twitch layout is going to look basically the same, but it's just going to be a lot more neater for me on the back end. So, which means I'm probably going to have to spit money out for either a loop deck or a stream deck. So, we'll see. Because as much as I love my Surface 3 tablet here to do the sidebar, sometimes it just gets a little bit too tedious. So, we'll see what happens with that. And don't forget, upcoming conventions. I believe our first one is ZenkaiCon, which is March 25th to the 27th, 2022. And Lancaster County Convention Center in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's a nice 3-hour ride on the train from New York City to Lancaster. And what's great is all the food places are literally a block away. And one thing I'm going to like about the con this year, it won't be as many people, so it won't be as crowded, which means I will be able to get a lot more photography. I'll be able to actually...
And less demand for the maple bacon donuts.
Oh, there'll always be a demand for the maple bacon donuts.
Well, you know, they're like, maybe they'll be it up. Maybe it'll be 7 o'clock when they sell out.
Probably. Probably.
Seriously, those things are good.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't get my donuts this year.
That sounds
not
like
for nothing. No, not for nothing though. You do have to realize that there is a good possibility that a lot of the things that were in that farmer's market are no longer there.
Well, I can find that out in a couple of weeks because I have a friend that literally lives 3 blocks away from there. I do know there is a fast food chicken place across the street from the hotel. Literally, you go out. It's the side where where the parking is. You come out from the parking, and it's literally right there. Or where you walk in.
We'll have to hit it up.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe that's it for housekeeping. Now we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is a part of the show where we talk about our geekier aspects of our weekend days. So, Ari, what you got for Geek Roundtable?
I've been waiting to show this off.
Go for it, dude.
So, this is a little diorama that was made by people at Pixel Package.
Mm-hmm.
And they do, dioramas for, old, handheld games and whatnot. You see a lot of, Pokemon ones. And I got one that was this scene. Now, I saw it, and I just off the cuff, I just said, hey, does a Mewtwo one come with a petrified ash?
Mm-hmm.
And they got back to me on my personal email and said, we can put it in there if you'd like. I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to buy it now.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Let's see if you can all...
I see it.
Can you all see it?
I see it.
That's awesome.
That's amazeballs right there.
Yeah, so Pixel Package is the makers. There's their information on the screen. You can check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them Ari sent you, and tell them I was I really liked it. Oh, they've got other stuff here. Oh, I'm gonna like these people.
Nice. So, Mako-chan,
I'm not obsessed.
Tell us you're a Supernatural fan without telling us you're a Supernatural fan.
I'm not obsessed. I swear.
Sorry, something got stuck in my throat. I need some more water. Sorry.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself. Anyway.
At least I won't be lonely tonight.
Yeah, so in my not obsession, I ended up getting a model car. I've never put together a model car. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I want it to be, kind of authentic looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there are pieces in there that have to be painted and sanded and sealed and all of that. So, I am going to have a field day with this.
Mm-hmm.
For
So
that, or you
yeah,
could just leave it on your shelf as is. Someone will pay money for it anyway.
yeah, I mean that's no issue. I may actually get a second one because they're not too terribly expensive. So I may get
That's good.
one that I can, kind of attempt to put together. And if
Extra
it's,
parts.
yeah, if it's shitty, I don't have to worry about it because I have a closed one that I can just keep, closed. But I do kind of want to try putting her together just because, it's a decent model. From what I've seen. I've seen a couple of people actually put it together. They live streamed it or YouTubed it. So I have watched people put it together and I've seen the extras that they go through to make it more authentic looking.
Mm-hmm.
So I could, like, one person I was watching actually did step by step and gave you, the names of everything that I used. So I could put it together and use that as a full-on, uh, guide to do it. But at the same time, I really would like a second one just to know that I have one that isn't fucked up.
Fair.
And then I could always find somebody that would put it together for me too, and just pay them.
No, I
Because
totally get that.
there are people that do it. So,
Professional hobbyists.
yep. Yep, they are the same people that put together the little figures for D&D. They're the same people that paint Warcraft figures. There are people that will paint and put this car together for me and make it look like I want to. Because for some strange ass reason, because I was watching, as I said, I've been watching a couple of videos on how to put this together. They put in a decal to go on the inside of the trunk, but you have to actually cut the trunk, the trunk off to be able to put it in. And then, obviously, once you do that, you can't just, it's just going to sit there. So if you want to attach it, then you have to glue the whole thing down anyway. So, and there are some negatives and some weird ass, crap that goes on with this car. But I guess even if you do glue it back down, they want everything to be authentic inside of it too. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not obsessed, I swear. I'm not obsessed.
Every time you say that, we continue to judge you even more.
Oh, you can judge me all you want, but I'm not obsessed.
Right. And I'm the Prime Minister of England.
Margaret Thatcher? What?
You're really dating yourself there, huh, Mako-chan?
I'm old. What do I say?
Maybe you should have said Prime Minister of Canada. But
No, that's the president, not the prime minister.
No, Prime Minister is Canada.
Hmm?
Prime Minister is Canada.
Prime Minister is Canada?
Yep.
Prime Minister is Canada.
Yep.
Okay.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
I thought he was president.
No, Prime Minister.
Whatever.
Yeah. I know in Russia they have the Prime Minister and the President, so that's a whole bag of shit we're not dealing with. But so during my time here, I did order some parts for my computer. So I have a new USB card in here for my hard drives dedicated for that. So the remaining ports are for mixer, charging devices, phone, all that good shit. Because that works out a lot better for me. So I started watching a new anime called My Dress Up Darling. It's an amazing slice of life cosplay anime. The longest story is this girl, Marin Kitakawa. She is a kogal, and she stumbles across this guy named Goji, and she wants him to make her this amazing cosplay, and he makes it. And they have like a very awesome budding friendship, but part of it is they don't really communicate as well, so they always picking things up, figuring things out. Like, he didn't realize she didn't mean it this way, and she apologizes back and forth. It's really nice. It's really slice of life. And then, of course, you do find out that Marin is a real perv, so, you know. What can I say? She likes her hentai games. You find that out like in episode 2, I believe, but it's actually really good. It's actually a nice series, and I will continue watching it. And see, the Berry says, what? A perv and a slice of life? Well, that's true, but it's not often that the girl is the perv and the slice of life, you know? And one of the things I tend to do is I always find good deals on anime, and I throw it in my Amazon cart, and sometimes I totally forget that I have it until I happen to scroll through the list and be like, oh, I need to pick that up. Come to realize the title is out of print. And this happened with Panty and Stocking. Now, the reason why I am buying another copy of Panty and Stocking is because my original DVD box set has been autographed by Studio Trigger and Monica Rial. And I need to get Jamie Marshy's signature on there as well. They do Panty and Stocking respectively. And Cedar Berry says, does it come with garter belt? No, only the first 50 copies came with the limited edition garter belt. So no, I don't have it. So I discovered this while we were helping Mako-chan move. And I'm like, you know what? If I have to drop $60, $70 for this, I will do it. So I kept browsing Amazon and see if I could find a good deal here and there. And I came across a good deal for it. It was like $23 with shipping. It wasn't Amazon. It was another reseller, and it's brand new. So I'm like, perfect. The Blu-ray shows up. It shows up not in a bubble envelope, in a regular bag envelope, kind of sort of shrink wrapped. And I pick it up, and I hear something inside. The one thing when you buy a DVD or Blu-ray that you don't want to hear. And I don't know if it'll be picked up, but...
Oh, it's rattling around in there.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, this is the second anime box I've gotten where that had happened. My Ranma 1/2 OVA collection, that happened to it. But that was a gift from Viz. So I ended up just dropping $10, buying a replacement Blu-ray case and putting it in. So I contact them. And I'm just like, no, I file a report that the inside is broken, you know? So, and I contact them, they respond with, well, we can send you shipping labels and send it all back to us, we'll take care of that. And then my response to them, let me see if I can bring it up. All right, so, all right, here we go. And this makes absolutely no sense because and I'll tell you why in just a bit. I go, before I accept this and mail this Blu-ray back, do you have any more in stock? And I get a response, and they say the item is not eligible for reshipment. A full refund will be processed upon the receipt of the return and back into our warehouse. Now, mind you, if I go looking for Panty and Stocking with garter belt on Amazon, I will find more copies of this by the distributor I bought this from. So you mean to tell me you have existing stock and you just can't replace it?
Doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to order a replacement Blu-ray case and just put it in. I'm kind of hoping that this kind of popped out of place. And I can just snap it back in and that's it. Because it doesn't sound like nothing else in here is broken. So, you know what? I'm just going to unwrap it right here and see what happens. See if the damage is not that bad. What do you know? We're golden.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the Blu-ray popped out of its spot. So, crisis solved, and I don't have to shit out $10. I have no idea when I'll sit down and watch that since I've already watched it. This is just to go up on the shelf to replace the DVD that's autographed. So, you know. And now that we got that out the way, let's get into tonight's news, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. All right, Mako-chan, what is going on with Kizuna Ai's concert? I saw this, I was just like, that is a new record.
Yeah, let me pull that up. So, we did say a little while back that Kizuna Ai was actually going to be quote unquote retiring, and she was going to do a last concert. That last concert was going to be crowdfunded.
Mm-hmm.
And it reached its goal of 3 million yen
Jesus.
in 3 minutes.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Jesus.
So it was announced in December that she was going on an indefinite hiatus as of February 26th in order to update her activities for the purpose of further growth. Her last concert before hiatus, entitled Kizuna Ai The Last Live Hello World 2022, is set to be streamed online worldwide for free on the day. And the streaming platform will be announced later. A crowdfunding campaign for the cost of the online concert and its Blu-ray release started at 2000 on January 26th and immediately reached its goal of 30 million yen, which is a little over $26,000 in 3 minutes.
3 million yen. You said 30.
3 million yen. Yeah, 3 million yen and almost $26,000. As of the writing of the article, which was January 27th, I mean, this is the day after, they had reached 13 million yen, almost 13.5 million yen.
And let me interrupt real quick. I'm looking at the crowdfunding site. 19,583,664 yen.
Wow.
Not a bad haul.
652% over.
Damn. So the names of those who are supporting the campaign by midnight on February 13th will be credited in the ending roll of the concert, and the Blu-ray will start shipping in early May of 2022. The crowdfunding campaign will continue until March 6th. Kizuna Ai wrote on Twitter, "Achieved in 3 minutes, thank you. Since you've given me so much support, we're discussing what we can do to make it more wonderful. Look forward to it for February, for the live and beyond. I'll do my best to prepare." So I guess a lot of people like the character.
Yeah. Oh, they love her, believe me.
Yeah, so I can't say I'm surprised that it actually has the full amount for the crowdfunding, but at the same time, to have met that crowdfunding goal in 3 minutes, that seems a little crazy. I mean, people must have basically just been sitting on the site waiting for it to open.
Would not surprise me.
Oh yeah, they're crazy devoted to her.
And I think I hear a Damien.
Yes, you do hear a Damien. He is currently sitting on the pillow on the bed, which is right next to me. So So he is, I can pet him throughout the entire stream, and he's very happy about that.
He's like, I finally have you trained the way I want you.
Ooh, he's presenting me with bellies. I get to rub the belly.
Something tells me he's in a really good mood now.
He is. He's very happy right now.
And now we segue from something good to something not so good. And this is something we talk about from time to time here on the show about piracy and so forth. And we have all of us here. We've all discussed like our thoughts and views on piracy. So what happened was Cloudflare. You probably know them as a DNS hoster. I use them on my network here at home. I don't use it on my phone anymore due to issues, but I'll try it again. But they're being sued by Kodansha, Shueisha, Shogakukan, and Kadokawa. According to this lawsuit, they're alleging that Cloudflare distributes data from manga piracy sites that infringe on the publisher's copyrights, and they seek an injunction and about 400 million yen in compensation for damages, which translates to 3.5 million yen. Basically, Cloudflare is also a bit like a hoster site as well. So now, according to sources listed, Cloudflare has contracts with major piracy sites to distribute data from servers within Japan, even though the piracy sites' administrators are located overseas. These sites allegedly distribute about 4,000 titles, such as One Piece, Attack on Titan, and Kingdom, and receive over 300 million accesses a month, which is basically hits. As Cloudflare told the Asahi Shimbun, we are not directly involved in copyright infringement. Our company is not the root of the problem. So Cloudflare is not really a hoster per se, but they're more like a backbone. You would connect to their network to access this data. So and sometimes you'll see Cloudflare pop up on certain sites to make sure you're not there to DDoS it or something like that. That's what that is as well. Now, among other services, Cloudflare can act as an intermediary between a server and its end users, like I just explained. They can provide content when the original server is facing issues or DDoS attacks. So if the site goes down, Cloudflare sort of have like a snapshot of the site that you can access, and it's not the most up-to-date information, but it's from before the site went down. Now, the Japanese language manga piracy site Manga Mura went down April of 2018 after Japanese publishers have filed criminal complaints against the website from the summer to fall of 2017. Now, Japanese authorities confirmed in May of 2018 that they were actively investigating the site. Police have since made several arrests related to uploading unauthorized images to said site. These four these publishers then filed a motion within Tokyo District Court in August of that year, telling Cloudflare to stop hosting content for these sites. And now, according to all of this, Cloudflare had offered services to a site called Hoshino Romi, which is a Manga Mura successor site. So that's basically the long and short. They're accusing Cloudflare of being a part of the piracy aspect for these mangas, and Cloudflare's like, that's not us. They're basically saying, don't come after us, go after the hosters. All we do is just run the connection. We're not responsible for what goes back and forth. So I am not sure how this is going to play out, but it's basically he said, she said, cat and mouse. However this ends, we will report on it and let you all know. In the meantime, don't bootleg manga. I mean, if you have to, sure. But in the long run, if you have easy access to buying it or borrowing it, you should do that instead. Now, Ari, what is... Now, please tell us about Attack on Titan being the anime of 2021. That kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Market research film firm Para Analytics identified Attack on Titan as the world's most in-demand television show of 2021 in its fourth annual Global TV Demand Awards. The first non-English series to earn the title, previously held only by Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. It was also named the most in-demand anime series. Dragon Ball Z was named the most in-demand legacy series. Disney Plus won the Exceptional Streaming Platform Award. The Korean drama Squid Game was the most in-demand series debut, a first for a non-English language series. Senior strategy analyst Julia Alexander said that results reflect changing audience preferences for more international content, highlighting accessibility as a key factor. High-caliber anime series out of Japan, like Attack on Titan, are more easily available now than ever before, streamlining the process of delivery, consumption, and conversation. The winning series for each category is determined based on Para Analytics global TV demand data between January 1st to December 21st, 2021. It determines the demand based on signals on the web such as Facebook, likes, Google search data, etc. According to Parrot's release, global demand for an anime grew by 118% last year, and the genre's global demand share increased from 4.2 to 71%. As the third most in-demand global subgenre in 2021, behind only crime dramas and sitcoms. So, yeah, good for Attack on Titan. It's in its last season, right?
Yeah, it is. And I actually need to sit down and watch it because I stopped watching during season 2 for some odd reason. But now that
I haven't seen anything after season 1.
Now that it's done, once it's done, I'll probably sit down and start watching it from season 2. So. Okay, now I remember the other thing. Now, I have not really mentioned where I work, but I'll say this much. I work for a talent agency, a legitimate one. And while I was helping a user with issues, I think with Outlook, I saw that she had an image of My Hero Academia on her screen. I casually mentioned it, and we got into a discussion about anime. And she had asked me if I know people in the industry in regards to anime. I'm just like, why, yes. Yes, I do. Basically, my company wants to expand more into anime, see what it's worth. I would assume, talent or something like that, voice actors and stuff like that. I don't know. But if that's the direction that they're going towards, I know people. And I had told her, I know voice actors, I know people who run conventions, staffers, a couple of industry people. Whatever you need for this project, you ask me, I'll see what I can do to get it done, So we already got one connection going, and I really hope it goes in a good and positive direction. It would be kind of cool.
Yeah, me too. That does sound awesome.
It does. Okay, now that we got more anime talk out the way, let's go into Mako's fandom and talk about Ghibli Park.
Yeah. So, they have finally announced the opening date for Ghibli Park. It's set to open November 1st. The Aichi Tourism Bureau revealed a promo video inspired by Ghibli work, taking viewers through various locations in Aichi Prefecture where the park will be found. Fans in Japan can look forward to visiting the following 3 areas from November 1st. The Ghibli no Daisoko, which is the Grand Ghibli Warehouse, Seishun no Oka, the Hill of Youth, and Dondoko Mori, or Dondoko Forest. The Mononoke no Saito, Mononoke Village, and Maho no Tiny, which is the Witch Valley areas, themed around Princess Mononoke and Kiki's Delivery Service, respectively, will open in the second half of 2023. In addition to a celebratory visual featuring Totoro, Studio Ghibli's official Twitter account has released sneak peeks of Chiyokuya, the antique shop from Whisper of the Heart, Ghibli no Daisoko, and the House of Ghibli producer Toshio Suzuki. So obviously it's still in construction. They did share a couple of in construction little pictures. They shared some pictures of, I guess, the tiling that they're using for some of the buildings. So it's actually really, really cool. You can obviously go onto their website, or I should say their Twitter, which is at JP_Ghibli. That's GHIBLI. And all of those are posted January 27th. So you'll be able to, go back a little bit and check them out, see all the pictures. And I believe, the promo video is on YouTube.
Yep, it is.
So you can go in there, check everything out. As I said, the pictures of the work in progress is kind of cool because you get to see all of the different areas, obviously, while they're setting everything up. So it's really cool. And to see these places that have only been in the movies and that they're actually constructing them for real life is really awesome.
Agreed. All right, Ari, what's going on with MANGA Plus? It seems that they're releasing their English language projects, but there's a catch or something to it. But there's always a catch,
Of course there is. Manga Plus by Shueisha is giving fans the chance to read all chapters of its serialized English titles for free. The Manga Plus app for iOS and Android applies to over 30 series, including popular titles like One Piece, My Hero Academia, and Jujutsu Kaisen, and more recent things like Spy Cross Family.
I think that might be just Spy Family, because sometimes the X is silent.
Sometimes it's pronounced X, sometimes it's pronounced Cross, but whatever. Anyway, it's easy to binge read your favorite series or dive into a new one. Each chapter of each series can only be read once. The offer is available until January 2023, giving everyone plenty of time to take advantage of the free chapters. It's titled First Read Free. And the way they you phrase it, it's like, only the first one's free, buddy. You have to pay for it. Everything else. That's how I get you.
I mean, I could see that. If you are a binge reader like Mako-chan, this is no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it allows you to read some of the stuff, and then if you like it, obviously, and want to read it again, you can always then purchase it.
Yeah. But who's going to sit there and read over 1,000 chapters of One Piece?
It's... Yeah, I tried. I couldn't do it.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to invest that much time into an anime with that many titles, at least invest that time wisely into a good series like Detective Conan.
I agree on that one.
Yeah. I know if I said that on Facebook, I would get lit up, but I don't care. Now, everyone's talking about, my connection with my job with anime, and it could turn into something. I don't know. Like I said, well, I enjoy cosplaying. I enjoy making a fool of myself on stage from time to time. But I'm kind of at the point where I'm just happier being behind the scenes, taking pictures and filming, letting somebody else do it. So if my connections helps my job and it turns into something great, as long as I get a shout out after everything is said and done, I'm perfectly okay with that, That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
So, now we're going to get down to our last article of the night, which is about ComicMarket. ComicMarket 100. Wow. So here's the thing. This is what they're doing for ComicMarket 100. It's going to happen August 13th to 14th. They are only selling tickets online, basically. That's how they're doing it. It's going to be anywhere between 80,000 to 90,000 participants. All the tickets will be purchased in advance. You cannot show up on site and buy a ticket, which I think a lot of conventions should be doing even before the pandemic. I mean, we're at the point where you can just go online to the con's website on your phone, fill out the information, process the order, and then show up with a barcode and be like, here you go. So the event plans to use part of the Tokyo Big Site itself to check proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 tests and to take temperatures. The staff said they think the attendees will need to prove they've had 3 vaccination shots, which is your 2 base shots and a booster. If you're Team Johnson & Johnson, that only means 2 shots. And if you don't have them, you're not going to be able to attend. Participants who get checked will obtain a wristband and can attend the event. Something that Anime NYC and New York Comic Con did. Now, ComicMarket 99 had allowed around 55,000 participants per day when they had their event December 30th to the 31st. 2 staffers caught COVID a few days later. The staff reported that 4 more people linked to the event tested positive for COVID-19. I would say if that many participants went and only 6 people, I think that's really good. So that's something. And I know every time this comes up, I've seen this happen on Comic Con's Facebook page, Anime NYC's. I've seen it on Katsucon. Look, if you want to go to a con and enjoy yourself, you need to wear a mask. You also need to be vaccinated. You also need that booster. And just to make sure, you should also show up with a proof of a negative test. No
one's going to have sympathy for you if you openly flaunt your unvaccinated status.
Oh no, that happened at MagFest. They basically chased the person out. So,
damn.
Now I know every con's going to have something different, but that's just how it would be if I ran the show. That's what you would need. And yes, even vaccinated, you can still get COVID. That's no different from getting the flu shot and then catching the flu like a week later. It happens. But at least when you get it, it won't be as bad, you know? And you'll be fine. And there'll be less people, you know? Again, that's how we feel. That's where we're going to leave it at. We'll save the rest for another time. And now that we got that all out the way, it's time for the part of the show that y'all really stick around for. Meanwhile in Japan. And on a side note, Cetaburi is mentioning that he needs to catch up on Detective Conan. He's a dozen episodes behind. Brother, I'm like 100 episodes behind on Boruto. I actually need to pick a weekend and start marathoning. Oh, God.
I'll take the second article.
That might happen sometime in February. Okay. I will take the first article. Because this shit's freaking hilarious.
Okay.
All right. So, our first story is the Niigata government blames girl running with toast anime trope for decline in rice consumption. Yeah. The Niigata prefectural government is trying to promote the region's rice products with an attention-grabbing accusation. It's anime's fault that rice consumption has declined in Japan. And they basically mention the trope where the girl is late to school, so she's running around with toast in her mouth. The government released a video last week explaining the reasoning. Is it because of that one scene in anime we wondered if there's anything in Japanese culture that explains the decline in rice. And our answer is the girl who's running late with toast in her mouth. The standard trope shows this girl with toast in her mouth turning the corner and bumping into her destined one. There's a possibility that the reception of these scenes over time has caused young people to associate breakfast with bread. Or in my case, if you're running around with bread in your mouth, you might find your true love. As a region that specializes in rice products, Niigata has decided on a specific course of action, replacing the bread with rice. In order to compete against the prevailing image, Niigata will create new heroines who run with rice in their mouths instead. The project's first ad does exactly that, casting Manami Igashira as a girl running late to school with a rice ball in her mouth. The ad takes pains to point out that the rice was homegrown at a Niigata prefecture by the character's grandfather.
A couple things.
I'm going to try to play this. So let me add a browser input here so I can get this done. All right. Yes, I know. All right. Let's see. Custom frame rate. That's fine. That's fine. Control. No, I do not want to control the audio via OBS. No. Let's move this over here.
もう遅刻じゃん。
この動画はジャパニーズカルチャーに遅刻するおむすび少女を浸透させるために新潟県が作成したサンプル動画である。大学受験を控える彼女、毎晩遅くまで勉強に励んでいるため寝不足が続いている。そんな彼女が食べているのは新潟のおじいちゃんのお米で作ったタレカツのおむすび。美味しいご飯だからこそタレカツの美味しさが際立つのである。受験に勝つ、志望校とご縁を結びたい。今日も彼女はタレカツおむすびを食べて験を担ぐのである。頑張れ受験生、始めようモーニングおむすび。
I can't hear anything.
Well, that was interesting. Well, probably because the output, that's probably why you couldn't hear it. The output is running through my end, so sadly, I can only hear it. I would have to play around with this plugin and have it run through the secondary sound card so everybody can hear it. But if you rewatch... What was that?
I just have a couple questions about this.
Sure.
One, is it a cultural thing where they eat, where rice is a typical breakfast food?
Something like that, yes. Rice is a very important staple in Japanese food.
And two, you being a New Yorker, wouldn't it be you with a bacon, egg, and cheese in your mouth?
How's it any different from you people in Jersey and your pork rolls?
Hey, you used the right name. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's kind of one and the same, So, touche, Ari. Touche. All right. Moving right along, I believe it's your turn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A Japanese company asks fans to refrain from sending Valentine's chocolate to game characters. Women in Japan are getting ready to give gifts of chocolate to guys they have a crush on, as is the custom. While most guys are extremely happy, one Japanese company has made a formal statement saying no Valentine's Day presents. It's not a talent agency or a boy band. It's Koei Tecmo. Even in Japan, video game designers generally don't attract adoring groupies. Koei Tecmo publishes a lot of games set in the feudal periods of Japan and China, and the continued enthusiasm of Japan's Reikijo, women with a strong interest in history, combined with Koei Tecmo's artistic liberties in giving the game's historical figures handsome anime boy life makeovers, has earned the company a large number of passionate female fans, many of whom apparently mail Valentine's Day chocolate to Koei's offices in Yokohama. And this is a great way to phrase it. Their statement, currently as a countermeasure to continued coronavirus pandemic, many of our employees are working from home. After considering the difficulties in receiving the packages and possible health and safety concerns, this year we'll be respectfully declining Valentine's and White Day presents.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're also developing a Touken Ranbu Warriors, which will be released next month. A franchise with an overwhelmingly female fan base and one starring anthropomorphized swords instead of his... What? Okay, I've never heard of this, so... Oh, and here's some of the reactions people have had. That's some deep fandom. So Oba Nobunaga gets chocolate every year. Sad to see this part of the gamer culture not happening, but if it's going to cause problems for the employees, guess that's how it's got to be. When a company banks on the appeal of its characters, they have to think about all sorts of things. I guess the ordinary chocolate sent as presents of the characters end up as the employee snacks, huh? Kind of scary if they're homemade sweets, though. Which, yeah, you don't know what the fuck they're putting in there.
No, yeah, true.
But I'm like, yeah, you can be too obsessed over a fictional character. Doing things like this, like, make you one of those kind of fans, or even like the old weathered seasoned weaves like us would go like, ugh.
Look.
You know.
No, finish. I'll say what I have to say.
I'm done.
Look, I found out today there's a guy that is pro-Vic, anti-dub, anti-vax and all of that, who has a penchant for humping their plushies. Well now, I wasn't expecting that. But then again, I don't blame him. Also, this person has a GoFundMe to raise funds to move out of his parents' house. He lives in the basement and he's 32 years old and has no job.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because no IT place would hire him.
I honestly needed to go get a drink. That was the perfect way to exit.
But let's be real. It's not hard to land a job in IT if you are a geek. Just saying. But I'll save that for another time. And finally, our last story of the night. The train station mascot.
Yeah, this one was just a little interesting. So...
interesting is an understatement.
Yeah, so there is a new Japanese mascot character. It's a train station monster that grabs children who don't mind the gap. And what they mean is the gap between the platform and the train itself. According to this, it's kind of like a Japanese version of Pennywise the Clown.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Japanese rail companies pride themselves on making customer safety a priority. And if that means creating a monster to keep children from falling into the gap between the platform and the train, then so be it. The idea is the brainchild of the West Japan Railway Company, who teamed up with Osaka City University and the Osaka Municipal College of Design to create the Kodomo Tsukimi Tenraku Bushi project, which translates to Child Gap Fall Prevention Project. The project came after the JR West found that over the past 3 years, 1 in 3 cases of passengers falling into the gap at stations in the Osaka area involved children under the age of 10. This was a disturbing revelation that required serious action, so the team behind the project decided to create a campaign with a scary but eye-catching and intriguing theme. At the center of the campaign is a monster called Tsukima Mori, with Tsukima meaning gap and Mori taken from Yamori meaning gecko. It's also a play on the word Tsukimi Mamori, which means mind the gap. So according to the character's bio, Tsukimi Mori is 14 meters, which is 46 feet long, which is about the size of 10 children, and it lives in the gap between the platform and the train. It likes to move at its own pace and sleeps in a ball, and just to make sure children don't have too many nightmares about the monster at night, Tsukimi Mori is said to dance when it is happy. A dancing Tsukimi Mori is better than one reaching out to grab you with its 6 legs. Tsukimi Mori can be seen in a number of different railway scenarios to warn children and parents of the dangers of the gap. Want to retrieve that shoe or hat you dropped in the gap? What about that smartphone you dropped? Tsukimi Mori is certainly not happy about that. Wherever its gap space is disturbed, Tsukimi Mori gets angry, as you can see with the cross-shaped angry symbol popping beside its head in some of these photos. Tsukimi Mori is now making its presence felt at stations around Osaka with a series of posters and digital signage warning children and parents of the monster's monster's existence. Don't give the gap any chances is a reminder for parents to be on guard for their children. There's also a booklet that parents can read to their children at night, like a sweet bedtime story. The tale
never sleep again.
Yeah, the tale tells the story of a child who ran towards the train without holding his mother's hand. And basically the child gets eaten because he ends up playing in the gap between the train. So in future, kiddos, proceed carefully when approaching the train doors, and parents, keep your eyes off your smartphone and on your child to ensure they don't get eaten by the monster lurking beneath the train. The new project does a great job of catching the attention of children and parents, so hopefully Tsukimi Mori will be able to stop more little ones from falling in the gap in future. Once passengers learn the dangers of the gap from a young age, there's a good chance it might decrease accidents among adults in future too, as it'll create a whole new generation of young adults who will forever be thinking a monster lives in the gap between the train and platform. Yeah, so the sweet bedtime story, has this kid getting eaten by this damn monster.
And as Ranma421 says, that's real fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
he's
Japan
not
for you, not for nothing. That's freaking Japan for you.
I mean, it could kind of work here in the U.S. for the MTA. Just saying,
The MTA is nightmarish enough.
True, but that's besides the point.
No, that kind of is the point.
I suppose. Oh, man. I'm just looking at my inbox here. I got another email from Navient, like your things past due. I'm like, y'all will get money from me when I freaking feel like it. You, man, I don't know. I think I'd rather deal with the mafia. Just saying. At least they use Vaseline. Just saying.
Oh my.
Anyway, I think it's time to get up on out of here. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Yeah. I see the Beery says, it looks like one of the devils from Mega Man games. Well, probably where they got the idea from. I'm perfectly okay with that. So, anywho, So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters, Twitch streamers. We do this for the love of it, and what we like and don't like, we're going to be straight up with you about it. So if you have any questions about the show, ideas and suggestions, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And don't forget to visit our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcasts. You'll also find anime reviews, cosplayer interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, links to our YouTube page of convention videos, links to our Facebook page of cosplay photos, editorials, and so much more. All at animejamsession.com. And don't forget to listen to our podcast on the go. You can find our show and tons of podcasting apps such as Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts. And what's cool is some of these sites will allow you to leave a review, so if you can, leave us a 5-star review. We would love to know. And don't forget to follow us on our social media, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all Anime Jam Session. Follow us on those 3 so you know when we're going live, when we have articles going up, and our convention videos and convention photos and a lot more, Bonzo is saying that I don't really know about Uniqlo. The quality of products have lost some of their luster. My personal opinion on their products. Old Navy for me, because they actually make clothes actually fit my fat ass, okay? That's the only reason why. I'm having a slight issue with it. They're discontinuing my cargos, but it is what it is. But anywho, we have a tip jar links down below for our stream elements and our Ko-Fi. If you have bits, cheer them on for us. We'd love that. And auto hosting, that's also great. They don't do that anymore. You can always host us. We'd love that. And subs, we appreciate everybody who subs to the stream. It's all the little things. We love it so much, and we really appreciate that. So now we're gonna go around the room. Last words, Ari.
I have a normal Monday to Friday work week with morning shifts. This has not happened to me in a long time.
Last words, Mako-chan.
I don't want to go to work. I just want to continue playing Arceus.
Instead of banging on the drum all day?
Yeah, screw the drums.
My last words is, I think I'm going to have some ice cream, but I'm also going to nibble on some of the pot roasts I made last night. It came out really good. So I'm going to redo that recipe somewhere down the line. So that is it. End of list. We are out of here. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And we're going to start bringing in rotating hosts. That's going to be really cool. So we're going to get up on out of here. I'm not sure what else to say. So I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
That is great. Perfect. We're out of here. See you next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!